Can you imagine a world where giants roamed the icy landscapes with thick fur coats and towering tusks? Yes, we're talking about the woolly mammoths. These mysterious behemoths were not just figments of our imagination or characters from a fantasy novel, but real living beings that once walked the earth during the Pleistocene epoch, some 400,000 years ago. Their existence in such a remote and challenging time is a testament to life's incredible ability to adapt and thrive. The woolly mammoths were the embodiment of survival against the odds, perfectly adapted to their harsh, cold environments. Their bodies were a marvel of evolutionary design, bristling with features that allowed them to weather the chill of the Ice Age. Their long, coarse fur, much like a modern-day polar bear's, acted as a shield against the biting cold winds. This fur, in combination with a thick layer of fat, created an insulating blanket that kept the frigid temperatures at bay. This hump of fat was not just for insulation, but also served as an energy reserve during times when food was scarce. And then, of course, were their iconic long, curved tusks. These majestic appendages were not merely for show, but served multiple purposes. They were formidable weapons against predators, tools for foraging beneath the snow, and even a means of attracting a mate. But perhaps what's most captivating about these giants of the Ice Age is the air of mystery they've left in their wake. Despite the wealth of knowledge we've accrued, there's still so much we don't know about these magnificent creatures. Their lives, their habits, their societies, these are all subjects of ongoing research and speculation. These magnificent creatures were the true kings and queens of the Ice Age. Their legacy continues to captivate our imagination and drive our curiosity about life in a world long gone, and yet, in many ways, still present in the echoes of our own. But what happens when food becomes scarce in a frozen world? Well, the mammoths, like many creatures of the Ice Age, had to adapt and migrate. Imagine this: miles and miles of frozen tundra, a landscape that seems inhospitable to life. Yet these woolly giants managed to thrive. How? By being the ultimate nomads. They would migrate in herds, often led by a matriarch, covering vast distances in search of greener pastures and warmer climates. These herds could span from a few dozen to several hundred mammoths, a testament to their social nature and survival instincts. Now, let's talk about their tusks. These were not just for show. Mammoths used their long, curved tusks for a variety of tasks. Most importantly, they were the perfect tool for digging through the snow to reach the vegetation hidden beneath. This was crucial during the long, harsh winters when food was scarce. These tusks were also a means of protection. Predators lurking in the snow had to think twice before approaching a mammoth, for a swing of those mighty tusks could be fatal. But more than just a weapon or a tool, the tusks were a symbol of endurance, of a creature's ability to adapt and thrive in some of the most challenging conditions on Earth. Their migration patterns reflected the mammoth's resilience and their ability to adapt to changing environments. They would move from the north during the summer months to escape the heat and the lack of food, and then return during the winter when the southern regions became too cold. This constant movement was not without its challenges. They had to endure harsh weather, predators, and challenging terrains. But the mammoths were survivors. They were resilient. They were adaptable. They were creatures of the Ice Age, built for survival. Despite the harsh conditions, the mammoths were survivors, always on the move. Their migration is a testament to their adaptability and resilience, a story of survival in a world that was constantly changing. Fast forward thousands of years to the present day, and the mammoth's legacy lives on, but not in a way they would have liked. The majestic tusks that once served as tools of survival for these Ice Age giants are now coveted commodities in the black market. This illicit trade in mammoth ivory is fueled by a relentless demand as the world grapples with the ethical implications of this trade. The tusks, preserved in the frozen permafrost of Siberia, are being unearthed and sold off at a staggering rate. And while these tusks are technically ethical ivory, since no modern creatures are harmed, the trade indirectly fuels the demand for ivory, leading to the continued poaching of elephants. We need to ask ourselves, is it right to profit from the remains of these magnificent creatures? Are we not, in a way, perpetuating a cycle of exploitation that began thousands of years ago? In death, as in life, the mammoths continue to leave their mark on our world. But what happened to these majestic creatures? Why did they vanish from the face of the earth? These are the questions that have puzzled scientists for centuries, and several theories have been developed in an attempt to solve the mystery of the woolly mammoth's extinction. The first theory we'll explore is climate change. As the Ice Age ended, the planet began to warm, and the mammoth's icy habitat started to disappear. The vast tundras they once roamed turned into forests, which were less suitable for these large creatures. They simply couldn't find enough food or space to survive. But while this theory is widely accepted, it doesn't explain why mammoths survived previous periods of warming only to die out around 4,000 years ago. Another theory suggests that humans were responsible for the mammoth's demise. As our ancestors spread across the globe, they hunted mammoths for their meat, fur, and ivory. Overhunting could have led to a rapid decline in the mammoth population. Yet, just like the climate change theory, there are holes in this one too. For instance, mammoths lived on Wrangel Island, where humans never set foot until around 2000 BC, long after they had disappeared from the mainland. The third theory posits that disease wiped out the mammoths. Pathogens, possibly brought by humans or other animals, could have decimated the mammoths, leaving them too weak to fend off predators or find food. However, there's little concrete evidence to support this theory, and it remains largely speculative. Perhaps it wasn't just one factor, but a combination of climate change, overhunting, and disease that led to the mammoth's downfall. The debate continues, and researchers are still digging into this mystery, hoping to find more definitive answers. Their extinction remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our planet. Even though they've been gone for thousands of years, the memory of these magnificent beasts continues to captivate us. And who knows, maybe one day we'll finally uncover the truth about what happened to the woolly mammoths. What if we could bring the mammoths back? Is de-extinction more than just a sci-fi fantasy? Picture it, the mighty mammoths, once the giants of the Ice Age, roaming the earth once more. It's a tantalizing thought, isn't it? But could it really happen? The answer lies in the realm of genetic engineering. Scientists have been exploring the possibility of reviving extinct species through a process known as de-extinction. The mammoth, with its well-preserved DNA found in the permafrost of Siberian plains, is a prime candidate for this. By combining the mammoth's DNA with that of its closest living relative, the Asian elephant, scientists hope to recreate the woolly mammoth. This is no simple task though. It involves a complex procedure of editing genes, a process that's still in its infancy. Even if we overcome these technical hurdles, the question remains, should we do it? This is where the discussion moves from the lab to the realm of ethics. On one hand, de-extinction could serve as a powerful tool for conservation, potentially restoring lost biodiversity and correcting mistakes of the past. The mammoth, for example, could play a crucial role in preserving the Arctic permafrost, a significant carbon sink that's rapidly thawing due to climate change. On the other hand, there are concerns. Would these new mammoths be mere genetic replicas, or would they behave and interact with the environment like their extinct counterparts? What about the potential consequences to existing ecosystems and the risk of creating invasive species? There's also the welfare of these resurrected creatures to consider. Would it be fair to bring back a species only for it to languish in a world vastly different from the one it was adapted to? These are complex questions with no easy answers. The potential return of the mammoths sparks a debate that challenges the boundaries of science, ethics, and our responsibility towards nature. As we stand on the threshold of a new era, one where we could potentially play God, it's crucial that we tread carefully, considering not just the scientific possibilities, but also the ethical implications. After all, with great power comes great responsibility. The story of the woolly mammoths is a journey through time, from their reign in the Ice Age to their potential return in the future. We've traveled back to the frosty landscapes where these mysterious giants roamed, following their great migrations in search of food. We've delved into the controversial tusk trade that continues to impact our world today. We've explored the various theories surrounding their mass extinction and even entertained the exciting possibility of their de-extinction. Understanding the history of our planet and the creatures that once walked it is crucial, not just for our curiosity, but for our future. These mammoths were intelligent, capable beings that adapted to harsh environments, and their story can teach us valuable lessons about resilience and survival. Before we say goodbye, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Let's keep the memory of the mammoths alive together.